What if a few words could quiet the storm in your chest right now? Imagine the noise fading, the shoulders dropping, and a gentle warmth settling in your heart like dawn after a long night. This is not a promise of escape from life, but a doorway back to the center within you where, as Ibn Arabi reminds us, the real never ceases to shine. Tonight, we step through that doorway together with a short prayer and a way of saying it that unlocks its hidden spring. If you have been restless, anxious, or far from yourself, lean in. This is for the part of you that refuses to give up on peace. This is for the one inside you who still believes. Here is the prayer, simple and luminous. O peace, you are peace. From you is peace. Let your peace flow through me now. You can also say it in the prophetic form. Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam. Tabarakta Yadal Jalali. Speak it softly, like placing a feather on still water. The Quran reminds us, truly, in the remembrance of God do hearts find rest. 13:28. These words are not magic, they are a meeting. The meeting is between the name and your need, between the one who is peace and the heart that is ready to receive. Breathe with the name. As you inhale, silently say, O peace. As you exhale, you are peace. Inhale, from you is peace. Exhale, let your peace flow through me now. Let your shoulders soften. Let the jaw unclench. Ibn Arabi writes, in the Futuhat al-Makkiyah, the water takes on the color of its container. When you color your breath with the name, the breath takes on the hue of tranquility. The miracle is not that peace appears from nowhere. The miracle is that you notice what has always been offered. Your breath becomes a prayer, and your prayer becomes a homecoming. Ibn Arabi's vision of Tawhid unity of being whispers that peace is not something you import. It is what remains when separation loosens its grip. You are not manufacturing calm, you are unveiling it. The journey, he says, is from God to God, a phrase that echoes through his Fusius al-Hikam. The heart travels to the one, and discovers it never left. A well-known maxim loved by the Sufis, and often cited by Ibn Arabi, says, he who knows himself knows his Lord. When you speak the name as-Salam, you are remembering the truth of yourself in the light of the one who gives you being. This short prayer is also rooted in prophetic practice. Many recite Allahumma anta as-Salam after the ritual prayer, sealing the moment with the recognition that peace is both origin and return. The Quran names the source directly. He is Allah, the peace. 59-23. When you invoke as-Salam, you are not asking for a mood. You are turning to a divine name that seeks to disclose itself in you. Ibn Arabi teaches that every name longs for its locus of manifestation. When you consent, your heart becomes that locus, and peace doesn't merely visit you, become a passage through which it flows. Think of your heart as a mirror. Life's dust accumulates mails, disappointments, noises you never asked for. Dhikr, remembrance, is the gentle cloth that wipes the surface. The reflection was always there, it was only hidden. Ibn Arabi insists that the real never withdraws. It is we who forget. The prayer of peace is the easiest and most beautiful act of polish. Short words, steady breath, a soft attention. You do not need to strive for a grand state. You need to soften into a simple one, repeatedly, until peace is the grammar of your day. Consider a story as ordinary as your commute. A woman stands in a crowded train, late for a meeting, heart racing. She remembers, "O peace, you are peace." She pairs the words with 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. By the time the doors open, something inside her has widened. The people are still there, the schedule unchanged, but her interior weather has cleared. The change is subtle but decisive. She is responding from center, not reacting from panic. This is how spiritual knowledge becomes practical: a few words and a willingness to use them. The prophets teach this center. When Abraham stood in the blaze, the command came, "O fire, be coolness and peace upon Abraham." Why? Notice the pattern. The element that burns becomes the vehicle of serenity. In your life, the very moment that threatens to consume you can be transformed by the name. Ibn Arabi would call this a shift in the disclosure. The form is fire, but the reality is mercy. When you speak the prayer, you are inviting the inner command, "O fire of worry, be coolness and peace upon my heart." The flames recede, the light remains. Love is the secret tone of this remembrance. Ibn Arabi celebrated lines from the Tarjuman al-Ashwaq sing, "My heart has become capable of every form. I follow the religion of love. Wherever love's camels turn, there is my religion and my faith. Peace is love's first language. When you say, "Oh peace," you are letting love speak in you, not as sentiment but as a divine attribute. The more you let love's camels walk through your day, the more your inner terrain shapes itself into a sanctuary. The sanctuary is not elsewhere. It is where you stand, now. So try it with me one more time. Slowly. Oh peace. You are peace. From you is peace. Let your peace flow through me now. Feel the words as an opening, not an order. Let your attention settle like snow. If a thought comes, let it pass as a bird crosses the sky, noticed, not pursued. Ibn Arabi would say, the forms pass, the one abides. And as your breath continues, you might hear a quieter sound under your thinking. The pulse of being, the still point, the secret. Yes, this is only the beginning. We have touched the prayer, the breath, a first unveiling of the name As-Salam through the lens of Ibn Arabi's wisdom. In the next part, we will explore how this invocation heals anxious loops, how the unity of being dissolves inner conflict, and how a prophet's cry from the depths can become your rope back to light. Maybe you tried the prayer and felt a flicker then, the mind rushed back with its lists and alarms. It's okay. Think of your mind like a river that has learned only one path, carving the same anxious groove day after day. The short prayer, "Oh peace, you are peace," is a way to gently redirect the water without damming it. Ibn Arabi tells us in the Meccan openings that there is no repetition in theophany. Every moment is a fresh disclosure of the real. If reality never repeats, then your anxiety is not a prison with iron bars. It is a habit waiting to be softened by a new disclosure. The name As-Salam is that newness entering now. Anxious loops feel like knots that tighten when you pull. They live on speed, contraction, and prediction. You anticipate a threat, brace against it, and the body concludes the threat is real because you braced. The loop feeds itself. Ibn Arabi would invite a different seeing. The loop is a form, but the reality beneath is mercy seeking to teach you how to return. In Fuchsia's Al-Hikam, he explains that the real discloses itself according to your preparedness. If you prepare with fear, you meet the world as fear. If you prepare with the name peace, the same world meets you as serenity. The form shifts because your lens does. Consider the prophet who knew darkness and coils of worry better than most. Jonah in the belly of the whale. From that depth, he called, "There is no God but you. Glory be to you. I was among the wrongdoers." Quran 21-87. Notice the alchemy. He doesn't negotiate with the darkness. He realigns with the real. This confession is not subtle clothing. It is lucid love returning to the axis of truth. When you say, "Oh peace, you are peace," you are practicing the same turning. You can borrow Jonah's rope whenever you feel swallowed by circumstances, and it will lift you toward light. Unity of being dissolves the war inside. When you feel torn, one part braced, another longing to rest, you are witnessing the illusion of separation staging a drama in your chest. Ibn Arabi's insight is tender and radical. The one appears as your many states, but remains one. In the Futuhat al-Makkiyah, he says, "The real is the mirror of the servant, and the servant is the mirror of the real." If so, let your worry be a mirror that sends you back to peace, not a proof that peace is absent. You're not erasing your fear. You are letting it reveal what it secretly asks for. Here is a simple way to retrain the loop. Sit as you are. Place a hand over your heart. Inhale for 4 counts with "Oh peace." Pause for 2 counts as you feel the hand touching your chest. Exhale for 6 counts with "You are peace." From you is peace. At the end of the exhale, whisper, "Let your peace flow through me now." Do this for 3 to 5 minutes. The extended exhale tells your nervous system that the lion has passed. The name tells your soul that the one is here. Repeat at the thresholds of your day. Before emails, after a meeting, before sleep. Your heart might ask, what if I'm facing real danger? Isn't prayer an escape? The tradition shows us otherwise. In the cave with his companion, when enemies closed in, the prophet did not deny danger. He anchored awareness. Do not grieve. Indeed, God is with us. Quran 9:40. Presence did not cancel action. It made action clear. You, too, can move from anchored presence. The prayer of peace doesn't erase the task or the tough conversation. It tunes you to the one who moves through you. From this tuning, clarity rises, and you do the next right thing without the tremor of panic. Let's draw from another well of love. Rabia, Al-Adawiyah was asked about fear and hope. She answered with a torch in one hand and water in the other, saying she wished to burn paradise and drown hell so that God would be loved for God alone. Ibn Arabi would smile at this, because for him love is the deepest grammar of the names. In Tarjuman al-Ashawak, his poems carry that honeyed gravity. Love is the inner law of seeing. When you call Azalam, you are letting love lead. Love slows the loop, not by argument, but by attraction. The heart turns to what it loves. You may still say, I tried, but the peace didn't last. Of course it didn't yet. Habits built over years need steady, gentle repetition. Remember the maxim, there is no repetition in theophany. You are not looping like a machine. You are greeting a new disclosure each time. The Quran whispers a secret of newness. We are closer to him than his jugular vein, 50-16. Closeness is always offered, but attention must be trained. Treat each return to the prayer as a fresh meeting, not a failure to hold on. Peace grows like dawn quietly, then undeniably. Make it tangible. Create peace cues in your day. Every time you touch a door handle, say the prayer once. Every time you sit down, say it twice. Every time your phone lights up, breathe once with "Oh peace" before you look. A young doctor I know placed a small dot on her stethoscope as a reminder. With every patient, she said inwardly, "You are peace, from you is peace." And her presence softened rooms hardened by pain. Ibn Arabi teaches that the names seek loci of manifestation. Become a corridor through which peace walks into your meetings, kitchens, and commutes. When an old wound is stirred, go slowly. Put the prayer where it does not trespass. Sometimes words feel too sharp. Then borrow the name alone with breath. Inhale Ya, exhale Salam, or visualize light collecting in the heart with each exhale, as if peace were tinting the water in your container. The Sufis speak of polishing the mirror by remembering the beloved. Do not measure yourself, witness yourself. Ibn Arabi would say, you are the real secret looking at itself through you. Let that dignity stabilize you. The loop loosens when you honor the one who is looping. Let's anchor this now. Oh peace, you are peace. From you is peace. Let your peace flow through me now. If these words have already eased your inner weather, share it so others can try. In fact, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, write one line beginning with "peace returns" or simply type "peace" and let it be your public yes to the title's promise. In the next part, we'll go deeper into love as medicine, the secret of no repetition in theophany, and how to transform conflict with the wisdom of Moses and Khidr. Love is not the decoration of this path. It is the medicine. If anxiety tightens like a fist, love unfolds the hand so the prayer can be held. Ibn Arabi says in the Futuhat al-Makkiyah that there is no repetition in theophany. Every instant is a fresh self-disclosure of the real. That means love doesn't copy and paste peace. It delivers a new peace right where you are. The short prayer becomes a living bridge. O peace, you are peace, carrying you from agitation to presence in real time. When love leads, the heart stops fighting itself. It recognizes the one appearing as both the ache and the relief. Listen to how Ibn Arabi sings in the Tarjuman al-Ashawak. My heart has become capable of every form. It's the ecology of love, wide, generous, spacious. Fear narrows the world to a single corridor. Love opens windows, and air moves again. When you invoke as alarm, you are consenting to this widening, letting the heart become the guest house of peace. The tradition reminds us that mercy is not an occasional mood, but a divine pledge. He has written mercy upon himself, Quran 6:12. If mercy is the deep law, then peace is how that law feels in your body when you remember it. How do you let love do its work? Begin with adab's spiritual courtesy toward your own state. Ibn Arabi describes the divine names as seeking places to appear. Your heart is such a place when you receive yourself gently. In practice, blend the prayer with small acts of kindness. Soften your voice, slow your reply, meet the gaze of someone you usually rush past. Love organizes perception. The more you answer your day with "Oh peace, you are peace," the more you train your attention to notice what is whole instead of what is missing. Wholeness becomes a habit you can trust. Now let us turn to a story that teaches how peace looks when knowledge rubs against surprise. Moses and Khidr. Moses, the lawgiver, seeks a teacher of inner wisdom. He asks to accompany Khidr and is told he will not be able to be patient. There's a tenderness here, two kinds of knowing, each loyal to the real, meeting on a boat in moving water. Conflict begins where expectation clings. The lesson is not to abandon law, but to learn how mercy and mystery weave beneath it. Your life holds these meetings daily, between your plans and events, your certainty and the sudden bend. Khidr bores a hole in a boat, repairs a wall in a thankless town, and takes a young life axe Moses protests as violations. Only later does Khidr unveil the mercy beneath the forms. The Quran gives us the kernel of the training. How can you be patient about what you have no encompassing knowledge of? 18 to 68. Patience here is not passive. It is the courage to let the moment reveal its deeper layer. When you whisper, "Oh peace, you are peace," in your own conflicts, you are consenting to that unveiling. You don't excuse harm. You open to the wisdom that can turn harm into guidance. Ibn Arabi reads this meeting as a theater of theophany mercy, veiled in severity, beauty hiding inside bewilderment. He says in the Meccan openings, bewilderment is knowledge, because it clears the idols of certainty that block seeing. No repetition in theophany means the real is not replaying yesterday's lesson today. So instead of reacting from the archive of old conclusions, you pause and let As-Salam write a new line across your heart. This pause is power. It lets you respond from intimacy with the moment rather than from the panic of control. Take it into your next disagreement. Before you speak, hand over heart, breathe once with the name, ask inwardly, what is the mercy here, even if it stings? You are not romanticizing pain, you are refusing to waste it. Ali, the cousin of the Prophet, once withdrew his sword when an enemy spat at him, because anger had entered the scene and would have stained the act. This is the adab of peace, refusing to serve the fire. Ibn Arabi would say, you are shifting from the name of majesty that constricts to the name of beauty that heals, and letting both find their right measure. From this posture, your actions change flavor. You can speak a hard truth without hardness. You can set a boundary without bitterness. The Quran offers a map. Repel what is evil with what is better, and the one between whom and you is enmity will become as a devoted friend. 41 to 34. The verse does not promise immediate results, it promises a path. Your part is the better act matched to the moment's mercy. The prayer trains you for it. Oh peace, you are peace, becomes the inner grip that steadies your step on uneven ground. If you wonder whether this is just mood work, remember Ibn Arabi's metaphysics is radical and practical. Every moment is a singular disclosure. Each state is a unique address where the real meets you. Anxiety says, I know this pattern. Love answers, not this time. Neuroscience will tell you about neural grooves. Ibn Arabi will speak of preparedness, how your receptivity invites a different appearing. When you prepare with peace, you don't deny the storm. You teach your sails a new angle to the wind. The boat is the same. The journey becomes navigable. Let's fold this into a daily litany. In the morning, 3 breaths with the prayer before you check the world. At noon, 1 breath before replying. At night, 7 breaths to rinse the day. Add 1 intention. Today, I will be a window for As-Salam in 1 conversation. Notice how quickly rooms change when even one person refuses to mirror agitation. As Ibn Arabi writes in Fuses al-Hikam, the real is the mirror of the servant, and the servant is the mirror of the real. When you shine peace, peace recognizes itself and multiplies. This is how love becomes public. We've walked through love as medicine, patience as courage, and conflict as a classroom where peace teaches through the unexpected. In the final part, we'll gather these threads into a simple, lasting practice and explore how to carry As-Salam into grief, decision-making, and service. Before we go there, if this journey resonates, subscribe so you can travel with us as we explore more of Ibn Arabi's ocean. Your presence helps this circle widen. You've tasted the stillness behind the noise, felt how a few sincere words can open a door inside you. Now we gather the threads and weave them into a life. The aim is not a fragile calm that breaks at the first gust, but a rooted peace that bends and does not snap. Ibn Arabi would call this a maturation of preparedness, the heart becoming a clear locus where the name As-Salam discloses itself. We will carry this prayer into grief, into decisions, into service, so peace is not an island you visit, but a shore that meets every wave. Come closer, let's make it practical, simple, and lasting. Begin with the threefold rhythm. In the morning, before the world enters, 3 breaths with the prayer. Oh peace, your peace, from you is peace. Let your peace flow through me now. At midday, 1 breath before each reply. At night, 7 breaths to release the day and return it to the one the Quran says. He it is who sent down tranquility into the hearts of the believers. 48-4. Tranquility descends, but the heart learns how to receive it. Ibn Arabi teaches in the Futuhat al-Makkiyah that the names seek their Recite. Your daily rhythm is an invitation for peace to find you ready, again and again. Now, grief. Grief is not the enemy of peace. It is one of its gates. Treat it with adab, as you would a noble guest who arrives unannounced, carrying the weight of love. Ibn Arabi writes of love as the breath that expands the narrow places. So when the ache swells at a hospital bed, an empty chair, a stunned phone call, do not force your heart into a smile. Put a hand on your chest, let the tears come, and pair them with the prayer. O peace, you are peace. Let your breathing be the cradle. The prayer is not a plaster over a wound. It is the gentle hand holding hot iron until it cools. Remember the Prophet's prayer at Taif. Wounded, rejected, yet anchored. He did not deny his pain. He offered it. If you are not angry with me, then I do not care. Yet your protection is easier for me. This is the heart's etiquette in suffering. Honesty without despair. Surrender without self-neglect. Invoke as alarm there. The peace you receive may feel like a soft floor under the grief, not the removal of grief itself. Ibn Arabi would call this a theophany of mercy within the form of sorrow, a disclosure that does not erase the form but redeems its meaning. Think of Jacob's long yearning for Joseph. He called it a beautiful patience, and said, I only complain of my sorrow and my grief to God. Quran 12-86. Beautiful patience is not silence. It is speaking to the only one who can hold it. When the ache returns at night, turn to the same axis. O peace, you are peace. Let your peace flow through me now. Peace will not cancel love. It will honor it. In time, you may feel how grief and peace become two hands cupped around the same flame. The love that made the loss hurt. The love that keeps you human. Decision-making is another field where peace guides without pushing. Ibn Arabi describes in the Futuhat the states of constriction cabbed and expansion bast as subtle barometers. After you pray for clarity, include the istikhara if you wish. Sit with the options and breathe the name. Notice, does one path open your chest, even if it requires courage? Does another tighten you, even if it seems convenient? Expansion is not mere comfort. It is a quiet rightness. Constriction is not mere fear. It can be a sign to pause. The name as a lamb tunes your instrument so you can hear that difference. Then act with humility. Tie your camel and trust, as the teaching goes. Take the step that aligns with expansion, then hold the outcome lightly. If the road bends unexpectedly, return to the prayer and listen again. Ibn Arabi would remind you that there is no repetition in theophany. The guidance you received yesterday may not be for today. The heart that remembers as-salam can change course without shame. Peace is the steadiness that lets you pivot without losing yourself. The inner still point that survives the outer shuffle. Service is how peace becomes public. The Prophet taught, spread peace, feed others, and you will enter paradise in peace. So let your remembrance spill into your gestures. Before you enter a room, whisper the prayer and decide to be a window, not a wall. A nurse I met began placing her hand on the doorframe of every patient's room and breathing once with "O peace." She wasn't imposing anything. She was offering her own clarity. Rooms change when one person refuses to mirror agitation. This is not performance. It is hospitality, allowing the name to pass through your voice, your eyes, your timing. When setbacks come, and they will return without drama. Some days the prayer feels dry. Some weeks you forget. Good. This is where humility learns to walk. The Quran repeats, indeed, with hardship is ease. 94-6. Ease may be the very act of beginning again. Ibn Arabi calls bewilderment a noble knowledge. When you don't know how to get back, you are ready to be led. Say the prayer exactly as you are, sleepy, distracted, even doubtful. Peace does not demand a posture, it offers one. Your only job is consent. Let your peace flow through me now is consent in a sentence. In time, you will notice the practice migrating from your lips into your life. You become the prayer you've been saying. The journey from God to God, as Ibn Arabi phrases it, appears as your errands, your replies, your patience with your own limits. Try a 7-day devotion to anchor this. Each morning, 3 breaths with the prayer. 1 written line in a small notebook. Peace returned when one conscious act of service where you let as-salam lead. At night, read your lines and give thanks. The Hadith Qudsi says, "I was a hidden treasure and loved to be known." Let your days become a knowing. We've walked the circle, the name, the breath, the heart as mirror, anxiety softened, conflict transformed, love as grammar, grief carried, decisions guided, service offered. What remains is your yes. Say the prayer now, with me, as a seal and a beginning. O peace, you are peace, from you is peace. Let your peace flow through me now. If this journey steadied you, share it with someone who needs a steady hand tonight. Type one line below beginning with peace returns so others can borrow your doorway. Subscribe, if you haven't, so we can keep walking the way of as-salam together. May your next breath be a homecoming.